Mock.
Yeah.
Ing.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah.
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 Dumb and Dumber. That's a funny movie. This one isn't. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part Uno. This one takes place in Mexico. No, it doesn't. Katniss Everdeen, or as I like to call her, Cat Piss Everdeen, sure I'm the first one to come up with that, has returned. Right after the events of Catching Fire, she has like serious PTSD. No one seems to give a fuck that she has it though. What's cool about this one is the film's really about the revolution. The rebels like taking charge, fighting back, going against the man, white power and black power. And it's led by none other than Katniss. Katniss Everdeen, I personally love. Like, I love her a lot. Like, I've been trying to get my girlfriend to get on board with Katniss, but she's like, Katniss isn't real, that's not possible. And I'm like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. And then she says I'm in denial. I don't know what she's talking about. But Katniss, she's complicated, she's vulnerable, but at the same time she's strong, she's focused, she's ambitious. She's what every woman should be. You hear that, Veronica? Every woman should be able to fire a bow and arrow and save me, because I'm Peeta and I'm a little bitch who can't take care of himself. And I love the role she plays in this particular installment because, yeah, she's the leader, we all saw that coming, but, but she's like really relatable. You definitely identify with her. I mean, it helps that you saw 2 films of her already, but you really do feel like, I can kind of feel what it would be like to be in this position. And one day I will be. Watch, when the world's getting all fucked up, you're gonna be like, where's Ryan Wright? I'm gonna be like, I don't wanna be a part of it, but I still want you to want me to be a part of it. But I'm gonna tell you I don't wanna be a part of it. Then eventually I'm gonna just show up like a badass and be like, let's do this shit. They have this interesting aspect where the resistance wants to do like promotional videos of the rebellion. That way they can inspire all the districts to join the rebellion. By the way, something I noticed about the Hunger Games. In all the districts, it seems that only blacks and white people have survived. I don't see a single Asian or Mexican guy in these groups. It's all blacks and whites. What the fuck happened to the rest of the race? And I haven't mentioned this guy whether or not of his passing, but Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's my impression of Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's like tired Bane. I'm Philip Seymour Hoffman. Katniss, you're the leader of the rebellion. But no, seriously, he's fantastic in this film. There's more to him in this film than in the last one. He gets a lot more life to him, a lot more colors, a lot more of the palette, a lot more, you know, different strings of, you know what I'm talking about, metaphors about how there's like a lot of shit going on in him. The writing and direction of this film, it's good, it's solid as the other two. I would say everything about this film is for the most part pretty good. But this is a review, so I feel like I should point out a couple of things that I wasn't on board with. For starters, Gale. Played by Chris Hemsworth's brother. That's what he'll forever be known as. Who the hell's gonna call him Liam? Come on. But no, I like Liam Hemsworth. I do. I genuinely enjoy looking at him. He's not bad to look at, okay? He's one of those like dashing human beings where you're just like, holy shit, how did you get so blessed? Fuck you, Liam Hemsworth. I never read the books, but I feel like Gale could be like a mysterious, badass supporting character. But instead, he's kind of just moping around the whole time. Like, he always looks so damn depressed. It's so obvious that he's just a little whiny bitch in some moments. Like, all he does is body language that tells you, I want Katniss, but I don't know if Katniss wants me. I'm Philip Seymour Hoffman. Dude, grow some balls and say something for a change. He says this one line, you only notice me when I'm depressed. I'm like, well, dude, you're always fucking depressed. So get the fuck over it. I just want him to like fight for something or like get emotional about shit instead of being some guy who's kind of boring and then he's only cool whenever he's like firing an arrow. And I feel like pointing it out because this guy is in it more than Peeta is. But I did like what they did with Peeta. I mean, I personally feel that Katniss puts a little too much attention on Peeta because Peeta's always like, oh, I'm about to die. Oh, I'm in trouble again. I'm in danger. And Katniss is like, Peeta! Peeta! You notice when Jennifer Lawrence cries, her whole face just, he's always fucking crying about Peeta for some reason. Now, he's not in this movie a lot. You mainly see him through the Capitol TV, where he is pretty much on the side of the Capitol, and the rebels are like, fuck you, Peeta bread, you were on our side. But you're like, is Peeta really on their side? Is he being forced to say these things? And it made him more compelling to watch than the other 2 films. And there's no game in this one. It's strictly about the revolution. And I loved a lot about what they did with it. You know, it's more than just a dark movie. Like, it's pretty haunting, it's really menacing, and it's pretty damn violent. Like, there's moments of genocide in it. What I like about it is, like, you really do want the rebels to win. However, though, I did find this film to be a little too melodramatic. I felt like a lot of the drama was kind of strung out. Like, at times, it kind of made me a little bored. Like, I saw 2 other movies already that pretty much have established how horrible the world is. And this film was like doing reminders throughout the whole thing of like, remember how fucked up everything is right now? Yeah, it's still pretty fucked up. Like, I know. Can we just stick to the adventure a little bit? And not having a Hunger Game for this movie, that's okay, because it's not necessary to tell this story. But at the same time, it does still happen to work against the film. Part 1 and 2, the best parts are the Hunger Game sequences. They're exhilarating, action-packed, they're suspenseful, there's a time frame, so it makes it that much more intense. It's very personal, so you know, only one can survive, so it's heartbreaking from the beginning of it all. Now, when you take all that away, even though there's still a lot at stake, even more than before, for some reason, because it doesn't feel as personal, and it takes away a lot of the fun out of the movie, it's not as exhilarating as the first 2 were. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because a lot of the emotion you might have felt during part 1 and 2, you might not get a similar generation of emotions from that. Oh, Katniss, I have boobies. Boobies for Katniss. Do you want me to pretend to be Katniss for a night, baby? You know you want me to.
Shut up.
I respected that the story really takes you into the slumps of this world, because you get some of it in the first one, you get some of it in the second one, but this one's like, no, you're gonna spend your time in a pile of shit. Like fucking LA. That goddamn, like that place used to be so pretty. I like a good revolution story. Like the Matrix Revolutions. Everyone can get on board for that. Every single person thought the Matrix Revolutions was the best one of all of them. Quote me on that. And if you think I'm joking, huh? No, I'm not, you fucking moron. You get it, baby, because no one really liked the third one. No one really liked the third one. But anyway, yeah, a lot of stories that end with a revolutionary tale, especially if it's a sequel, they tend to not be as powerful for some reason. AKA Matrix Revolutions, AKA Return of the Jedi. It's the only one I can really think of. Return of the King was pretty damn good. Like, don't get me wrong, I really did like this film. But compared to the first 2, it's number 3 out of the 3 of them. Wait, that's gonna confuse you. It's the weakest one out of the 3 of them, but it's not a weak movie. It has the least strength out of the 3. Have I made myself clear? Trying to prevent a lot of hatred, which I know I'm already gonna get because some of you guys just don't like me and keep watching the fucking videos for some reason. I can totally see why there's mixed opinions on this because of a lot of things I talked about, but still, there's solid acting, there's solid writing, solid directing, the production design and music are still great. Everything about it is still wonderful, it's just not as strong as the first 2. Let me get straight to the point here. All in all, I gotta say, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 has the longest title and got it right. Alright guys, thanks for checking out my review for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Why don't you go ahead, scroll to that comment box below, and tell me, are you Team Gale or Team Peeta? Tell me, but don't ruin the fucking ending for me. And last but not least, if you want to get updated every time one of my reviews or videos is out, go ahead and click on this button by my dick to subscribe. That's right, the dick. Let me tell you something about this little Mockingjay. Every time he's about to make a lady whistle, he always uses 3 fingers. And boy, do they whistle. Punchline. I just realized I did the X-Files tune and not the Hunger Games tune.